once again, if you would like to access the Zoom meeting, okay, you can log into the Zoom meeting, and our TA will admit you to the meetings. Okay, so you can see the screen clearly. Okay, it's time. We should start now. This is today's rundown, and slightly different from what I have presented in the syllabus. Okay, and we will rearrange them. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the lectures, what topic they are presented, and for today's lectures, okay, I don't cover range objects. Okay, according to the schedules, I should be covering range object. In fact, I covered that in the last lectures, and so today's topic will be workbook worksheets. Okay, basically illustrates what is objects. Okay, how to use VBA objects in our programs. And the demonstrations will be workbooks, worksheets. Okay, and those are commonly used objects. And we'd like to start a new topic, if they're nouns. Okay, probably most of you are familiar with if they're nouns. And since you have learned Python, okay, so this is my assumptions. So you have learned Python, and now we switch to VBA. The only difference is the syntax. Okay, the logic's more or less the same. Okay, so the syntax, what are the keywords that we should use? If I have a Python program, now I want to convert into VBA, okay, what should we do? Okay, something like that. I think you should be able to learn this in today's lecture. But first of all, we'd like to give you a quick revisions on what we have covered last time, range objects, okay? And since this is a very important topic, and we will be using it in most of our business applications, this is what we had last time. Okay, this is examples, the illustrations, and you may download the files from Canvas, okay? So basically, we play around with the ActiveX controls buttons. Okay, this is the buttons, and make sure you know how to use that one and this one. Okay, so make sure you know how to use the ActiveX control button. There are only two buttons, okay, so far. Form controls buttons for those who have the macro already written. ActiveX controls buttons, okay, so if you would like to play around with this ActiveX control buttons object, okay, treat this as an object. You can use an object.functions, object.property, then you should actually consider using ActiveX buttons, okay. So in terms of the implementations, and last time we have learned this, okay, we simplify our program using with an and with, and so we make use of offset. Very useful stuff. Once you have identified a particular data cells, for example this one, okay, so we may navigate to this one, the associated unit cost, quantity, even subtotal, okay, and products, descriptions, item number, okay. All this can be associated with this particular data set by using offset. Okay, so as long as you know the two numbers, okay, how to go to the next one, and so on, then you can actually collect all information about this particular products. Okay, so that's why it is important to get to know which products, and I can grab all the information about these products, and then after that, most likely you will advance to the next products code, and then you do the same thing to collect the associated values. Okay, for calculations and other processing. Okay, so this is very important to know how to use offset and so on, and this is the way we use offset together with the with an and with. Okay. And one thing I would like to share with you, I think I didn't cover this last time, okay, but you probably will see that in the exam, okay. In exams, you are not allowed to use colon, okay, you are not allowed to use it, okay, because sometimes I ask students, okay, give me a single line of program, okay, some students would like to try putting the entire program, multiple expressions, and collect them by using colon in between, so that becomes multiple lines, okay, not a single line, so that's why this colon is not allowed for students to use during exams, okay? And but we will be using it, okay? When we present the questions in exam, and sometimes, okay, we could run out of space, so that's why we probably would do something like this, so you know what it means if I present something like this, okay? So colon actually, you can treat it as a separator, okay? So if you remove the colon, okay, the program should look like this. Okay, so sometimes I find that it may be too much. Okay, so occupies a lot of space, so that's why I put two expressions on the same line. So that's the difference. Okay, that's how I use the colon. Okay, but once again in exam you are not allowed to use colon. Okay, and this is another example. Okay, range objects. Okay, so how we read this, okay, see, pay attention to the dot. This is OOP, Object-Oriented Programming Language. We have dots, okay, in an expression. Okay, so pay attention to the dot. Before the dot is an object. And what kind of object is that? It's a range object. But this range object covers one F4 to F8, okay, 4 data cells, together with another one, 5. Okay, 5 data cells grouped into this represented by a single range object. So this is how we express this. Okay, and there could be other ways to do something similar. Okay, so I think last time already showed you the table. Okay, how you read the table. The first columns always be how to create a range object, and we use different keywords: range cells, active cells, selections, and other ways. Okay, so this is object dot clear contents. Very useful method. Okay, in range objects, how to clear the data. Okay, so clear the contents. Clear the contents of those data cells. Only the contents. Remember in Excel, apart from the in a particular data cells. Okay, so when we talk about Excel. So we talk about data cell. When we talk about VBA, we refer this into objects, range objects. Okay, so interchangeably. Okay, so cells, data cells, range objects. So sometimes I use these two terms. Okay, to represent the same thing. Okay, so clear contents. Okay, meaning the values. Okay, and the formatting styles we made. Okay. So because in a particular data cell, we may have a value, we may have formatting style, including alignment, vertical alignment, horizontal alignments, all this kind of thing will stay, we remain unchanged because we only clear the contents. If you would like to change the formatting style, I think last time showed you the, I don't have it here. Last time I showed you the associated properties. Okay, so this is about the range objects. Okay, so please make sure that you get familiar with these examples and so on. It is very useful, and I don't think I will go back and repeat the same thing in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so that's why just to share with you what we have covered last time. And now we move on to the next topics. And this topic requires some kind of practices. And after presenting the revisions or give you the idea, then probably I would like to ask you to work on something. And once you have done the program, you need to submit to Canvas, okay, by today's lectures. And so just to let you know. So what we got here, go to the website, refresh my screen. Okay, we are in the 22nd. Okay, 22nd workbook worksheets illustrations. You have everything here, including the file that we need to use. Go and download. Oh, no files required actually. No file required. Okay, let me close it. so this is the animation is not good. Okay, so revisions started from workbook worksheets. Okay, so in the VBA basics, okay, I upload a lot of materials before, okay, so maybe you can check it out, that one. Go to VBA basics, okay, so for example, I would like to know more about workbook worksheets, okay, go to this place, click it, this one, and it has the PDF files, okay, that's the lecture materials to cover the topics, and if you would like to get more information, examples, syntax, then you can come to this place, okay, to get to know what we do. So this topic is, I think, as I mentioned just now, is to illustrate the object.property, object.method. Okay, so it's always like this. Okay, and in this set of the material, I'm going to introduce 4 objects. Okay, or 4 objects. Their names are very similar. Okay, their names are very similar. Workbooks, and this one workbook. This is worksheets, and this is worksheets. Okay, and the only difference is about the spelling, a little bit different. Okay, in fact, they are 4 different objects. Okay, so in the Python, in other OOP, okay, objects, they are different. Okay, so what make them different from each other? Okay, so every single object, they have their own set of properties. They have their own set of methods. So that's why they are different. Okay, so why they have their similar names? Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this one. Okay, so let's take a look at this group, these two, these two. Okay, so this is what we call a collections objects. Okay, maybe I can open an Excel files now. Open the Excel files. So this is a workbook objects. Okay, so I think sometimes I got already explained. Okay, there are 3 main objects that we use in VBA: workbook object, worksheets object, and range objects. And this is a workbook. You can see this is Excel file. Okay, we open the Excel file. This is a workbook object already. So referring back to our PowerPoint slides, and we are talking about this one. Individuals objects. If you open another Excel file, you have 2 workbook objects. Individuals. Okay, individuals workbook. Okay, and since we use Excel, okay, and you may have multiple Excel files, Excel windows, we need a manager. Okay, so this guy is a manager. This guy is the manager with the S. Okay, this is the manager. To manage all Excel objects, all workbook objects. Okay, so you have 2 workbook, 2 Excel file. Okay, the manager will take care of those workbook object, existing workbook object, and kill one of them, or maybe I open another one. Okay, so manager will do this kind of things. Okay, so the manager in charge. Okay, to manage all this kind of workbook objects. Okay, and workbook object itself, okay, will be responsible for other things. Okay, so that's why they are different. So now we have another workbook, another manager, which is this one, to manage all existing worksheets. Okay, and just now in my Excel files, I opened three individuals worksheets objects. Okay, they're responsible for their own worksheets. Okay, then its names, also the data in the worksheets. Okay, responsible for it is the responsibilities of the individuals worksheets objects. But we need to have a manager to manage them. kill one of the worksheets, add another worksheet, so the manager responsible for that. Okay, so we need manager and we need the individual objects. And so these are what we call the collections objects. And those two are not. Okay, so when we use the for loop, okay, later on you're going to learn for each loop, and we need to process a set of data, a set of objects, and we will be using collection objects. Okay, so keep that in mind for the time being, and later on when I show you the syntax of the for each loop, then you get to know, hey, we can actually use the worksheets and workbooks to be part of the implementations of for each loop. Okay, so with this one, I just want to let you know, okay, we have 4 different objects, okay, they have their own set of properties and methods, and you choose what you want to use, okay? Maybe, let me try this one, okay? So open the VB editor, insert modules, okay? So we've done it several times already. I don't want to do the slow motion, okay? So I would like to test workbook and worksheets. Okay, how to play around with this one? Oh, this one actually the VB basics. Okay, this one have the full screen and also give you example of what you can try. Okay, and you may actually. I would like to try the worksheets. Okay, that will be easier. So that's why I think this one is good for demonstrations. Okay. In fact, if you know how to do this, okay, you can apply the same approach, same idea for other 3 objects. Okay. So what we can do is, I would like to go to the worksheets. Okay. Remember the spellings. Okay. So with this worksheets, could you go to? Could you add one more for me? Okay, could you add one more worksheet for me? But of course, I think it's good to see the Excel worksheets at the same time. Then you know what happened if I do this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 worksheets. Okay, I think I would like to add an additional worksheets. But of course, you can put it into the macro, and you can actually test that single expression, single line of statement in the images window. And since this is a single line, okay, so why don't we do it here? And worksheets.add does not return anything. I don't expect there's anything to be returned, so no need to put a question mark in front. Okay? And we just simply press enter, and we just add another one. Oh, where's the sheets 3? Let me see. Oh, yeah. It's here. Okay? So we find observations. Okay? Sometimes when we write program, VBA program in particular for beginners, you need observations. Okay? So what we did actually, we just add a new worksheet. What happened is that we were, okay, if you still remember, we were here. We were sheet 3. When we add by using VBA, it will add an additional a new worksheet before the current, the previous one. Okay, the current one. Okay, so by doing add, it will add another one before that. Okay, let me double check. Okay, let me verify. I pick sheet 2. Okay, I pick sheet 2. And this time I don't do it here, I do it over there, then you can see that they should be the same. Oh yes, we have just added another worksheet before the previous sheet 2. Okay, so observations. Sometimes you have to know the behavior. This is the behavior of Excel. You have to know the behavior of Excel before you actually write the program, maybe debug the program. Okay, so this is important. So once you have this one, I would like to change the names of one of these worksheets. And one way to do it, according to the information here, we can use items. Okay, the first one. So by doing this, go to the manager. Please give me the item 1, the first worksheet that you are managing. The first one, okay, you are managing. Okay, and what you want to do with this one, okay, so this individual worksheets, I want to change its name to ISOM. Okay, just like that, done. It's all ISOM now. Okay, another observations. Running the program, item 1 is the first worksheet. Okay, but if you have the programming mindset, okay, so wow, indexing always start from 0. Okay, Python, C++ always start from 0, but VBA is not the same. Okay, VBA, the first item is items 1, items 2, item 3. Data cell A1, A2, B1, C1, there's no A0. A0, runtime error. Okay, item 0, runtime error, because it does not exist. Okay. So once you have this one, okay, could you now it's the object dot property. Object dot property, you can do two things: write the data there and retrieve the data. Now I want to retrieve the data. Okay, go to this particular worksheet. Tell me its name. Give me its name. So if we return a name, return the value, I put a question mark in front. Okay? And then we can get this. And how about items 2? Yeah, she's 5. Item 3. Different names. Okay? And so this is how we actually use this kind of object dot property. Worksheets, okay, could you tell me how many you have right now? How many worksheets that you are managing right now? Manager. Okay, this is manager's object. Okay, tell me how many worksheets that you are managing. Okay, so there are 5. Okay, so this is how you play around with this kind of objects. Okay, I just use an examples, worksheets example. In fact, you can do the same thing for other 3 objects in my lecture materials there. I gave you some examples and you can try them as well. Okay, in this set of the illustration, in this particular illustration, I would like to introduce another thing, very important stuff, and definitely you need to include this into your assignment and also the assignments only, right? And so what is this? This is error handling. Error handling in all programs, okay, written in other languages, okay, VBA, Python, whatever, okay? Error handling is required. Okay, so if you are a developer, you write a program, okay, you give it to your user, okay, user do not expect any runtime error. Okay, hey, how come I run your program, it crash? Okay, it crashed not only your application, not only the application, the entire computer crash. Okay, so this is a disaster. Okay, and well, even I said that. Okay, so Microsoft always have this kind of runtime error. Okay, with their application and so on. But anyway, how to handle runtime error? Okay, so this is the way. I think using on error, go to. So you see the green color on error, go to, okay, and then another name. Okay, so this name is called a label. Okay, in your program there will be a label somewhere. Okay, and to specify if something happened, we jump to this label, jump to this place, and carry out the following. Okay, and once we carry out this one and show the message box, okay, something wrong. Okay, we have detected something wrong in your program. So let me tell you. Okay, give you the details. Okay, once it's given you the details, okay, we should, going back to the program, continues the execution. So there will be no runtime error. It will be a message pop up, hey, something wrong. Please check it out. Okay, and we're going to continue the program. Okay, so this is the error handling. If you refer to the lecture materials, okay, so so this one, okay, go to VBA basics. I think it should be basics, okay, because you can see error here. Okay, so this is the set of the material that you should be able to find informations. All the way down. Okay. Okay, so this is examples. These are the examples. Okay, a couple of things that you need to know. Number one, okay, so your program starts from here. Okay, after that, we have we put down the statements here. Hey, on error, go to that place. Okay, as I mentioned, a runtime error. This is just a label. It doesn't mean that when runtime error occur, then what to do? No. This is just a label. You can make up any names. You can use any name for this one. Okay, as long as they are the same. Okay, they are the same. Then when something happens, it will go to this place. Okay, so that's what it means. And so, in other words, in your program, there must be a label, same name as the one that you have over there. Okay, how do I know this is a label? The name followed by a colon. This is a label. Okay, label basically is a place. Okay, the computer just remember this place. Okay, something happened. Okay, it will go and search for the label. You may have multiple labels in your program, and this is one of them. And so we start the on error go to statements at the top before anything. Okay, so just to inform the computer. Okay. If something goes wrong in the program, in the following statements, okay, go to this place. That's what it means. And then the program, after remembering all this, remember on error, go to this place. It will start going, okay, to continuous running the program. Perhaps, okay, this one, okay. I think this one is, it does not exist, okay? A1, A2, we've been using it, but this one, it seems to be out of the range. If it is out of the range, computer, Excel doesn't know what to do. It is error. It is error. So on error, so what kind of error? Any error. Runtime error, usually. Runtime error. Runtime error occur. Jump to this place. Pop up this message box. Okay, once it's done, resume next. Resume next will go back here. Okay, resume next. You bring your program back to the next line and continues. If there are many, if there are others errors, runtime error, it will go back here and show the message box and resume. Okay, this is the operation of the program, and something that you have to do. Exit sub. And usually we put it before the runtime error label because this is the end of the program. Okay, this is the end of the program. So program start from the top. Okay, so going through executing everything until this one, and then this is the end of the subroutine. So exit sub. If you don't put exit sub here, the program will continue. Remember the label again the second time. This is the second time, and then show you a message box. It is unnecessary. And resume next actually is coming back to here. Okay, and then ends up. Okay, so this part should not be executed if there is no error in your program. So that's why, in order to stop this, to avoid this, put the exit sub here. Okay, to stop the program. So in other words, the label and how to handle the error should be placed before the end sub and after exit sub. Okay, so remember those things that you need to put into your program in order to handle the error. Okay, so this is the way to handle error in VBA. Okay, remember this, and you. I only present the mechanism, the syntax, but when we should actually use it, could be like this, or maybe in some situation, hey, you are in the particular subroutine of functions. Okay, you may have other way to handle the errors and so on. Okay, so that's why remember this is a mechanisms, the syntax that you need to use, but how you use it. Okay, then you have to have some experience. Then you get to know how to use them in a more practical way. Okay, so done. So this one just a revisions. Okay, so revisions. So during the illustrations, I basically showed you a way to actually apply the workbook worksheets, and these are the topics that I expect you to learn from these examples. On error go to, okay, so this is something I have mentioned just now. Worksheets dot range. Oh, this one is good. This one is important. Okay, so let me give you an examples. And we have so many worksheets right now, and so. Okay, so worksheets. Okay, so manager, tell me which worksheets that you want to use. I could use the worksheets.items, but I can tell you worksheets.item is not very practical. Okay, the practical one is, okay, after worksheets, open bracket, you specify the worksheet's name. I think it's more specific. Okay, it will be more specific instead of worksheets dot items. Oh, this one is no good actually. Okay. Worksheets dot item. Item one. Where's the item one? This one. And what to be returned? Of course, ISOM. But not sure actually. Not sure. Right now, if you ask me the question, I can tell you this is ISOM. But if I move this worksheets to other place, okay, you know when once you develop the application, you give the Excel file to the secretary. Okay, hey, use my application. This is Excel file for you to use. Okay, so as the secretary may accidentally move the worksheets to another place. If you run the same program, okay, again, and you get different results. If you get different results, there may be runtime error. Okay, so because of the secretary accidentally move around the worksheets and it cause problem to your program. Okay, so this way not so good. You know, it's based on the index. It's not so good. So another way is to use the names. Okay, so from now on doesn't matter where it is. Okay, as long as it does exist in the workbook, and our program will be able to find it. Okay. Go to worksheets. So where is it? Range. Well, I always use A1 because I think this one it has no data inside, so that's why. So now you know. Okay. Hey, once we specify the worksheets, you may specify the location, the data cells, and then what you want to do with the data cell. I want to write data to it. So A1, okay, A1 as A1. Okay, so how about other worksheets? Other worksheets has no data because your program, the line here, the statement here specifically, okay, write the data to A1 in the worksheets with the name ISOM. So how about this? I'm not in ISOM now, okay, I'm not in the ISOM worksheets now. Is it possible to write the data to B1 in ISOM? Okay, so observations, okay? If I don't activate that worksheet, if I run the programs now, and what happened? What happened is, after running the program, I ran the program already. After running the program, you still stay in the same worksheets. Okay? Now check it out whether it updates the values or not. Done. Okay? So even you're not in that particular worksheet, your program can control where to place the values. Okay? As long as you specify the worksheets, the data cell, okay, let me make it correct. Okay? Worksheets and range objects. And how about workbook? Workbook object. Oh, we can add workbook object actually. So same way, right? Same way. If you learn the syntax, okay, we can do it with the worksheets. I think we can use the same syntax for workbooks. But now I need to figure out what's the names of the workbook. What is the names of the workbook? Book 1, okay? Wow, this is a brand new Excel file. I have not saved it. Okay, so check it out in name. Okay, so well, try it out. If it doesn't work, I think I will probably go by the items. Okay, item 1. Okay, there's only one items, right? At the moment, okay, so I would like to go to write the data to C1. Okay, do not activate the worksheets, go somewhere else. And now I run the program. Done. Okay, number 1, no runtime error. Number 2, I still stay in this worksheet sheet 4. Now I'm really to check out whether the data actually go to the C1. Yeah, it does. So it works now. Okay. So in other words, this is a proper way to specify the range object. Look around your Excel workbook. There are so many range objects. Okay. So which one that you want to assign the data to? Okay. This is the most comprehensive ones. Okay. Very precise way to write the data. But of course, sometimes, hey, James, I only have one Excel workbook. Okay, so can I omit this one? Of course. It will assume active workbook. In my case, okay, I only have one worksheet. I make it up, okay? I only have one worksheet, so can I go without this part? Of course. That's why sometimes my program, I present the program, hey, sometimes it's very short. You never mention workbooks, worksheets, but actually we are using them in our program. Okay, so this is how we use the workbooks, worksheets, and range objects. Okay, so illustration, in fact, I leave it to you, okay? You give it a try, then I present you the model Excel. Okay, so open Excel files, okay? So try to implement all this step by step, okay? Give you 5 minutes to complete this one. Write a program. The first thing you do is to add a new worksheet, and then we name the first 2 worksheets with the following names, and then use the print and also message box to show the total number of worksheets and so on. You can just read, and then you know what you need to do. Yeah, if you need help, let us know. Okay, we're ready to help. once it's done, okay, also apply your own error handling in your program. You do everything in the same macro. Input the name of one, the worksheet name. Yeah, but you have to show me the worksheet name. Show me the worksheets. Those are the Chinese. Yeah. So that's why then you have to copy the Chinese name and put it to the Excel. It's good to know if you're using other languages and for the worksheet name, okay, and your VBA program needs to use the same characters, okay, then the program should be able to identify the corresponding worksheets. you have often explicit at the top. Otherwise, we have option explicit. Okay, yeah, good to have this kind of practice. And I get to know the common problems and also identify some skills. Hey, James, I understand what you have presented, but if you ask me to write program, okay, I'm a little bit nervous, okay, cannot get the programs done and so on. Okay, so we need more practices. Okay, so in the class, definitely we will have practice sections and to let you try out the programming syntax that I present and the logics, and then write program in the class. Okay, so so for those who have done the work, okay, or maybe hey, I done half of it, I don't know how to continue. Okay, upload to Canvas. Okay, then we can take a look. Okay, and also you can actually send us a follow-up email. Hey, James, please take a look at my program, and then I got stuck here. Okay, and then how to continue. Okay. And you can ask me the questions, okay? Submit your program to Canvas, and we can have some kind of feedback for you, okay? So now, let me present what you're supposed to have, okay? So the screen, a little bit difficult. I think it's okay, manageable now. Okay, so the program is, so number one, okay? I still find one or two students. Hey, I don't have this one, okay? Yeah, because of the setting of the computer, probably a new computer, I don't know. But making sure that option explicit must be at the top, okay? And will definitely deduct you some marks if you don't have this one in your assignment, okay? And then, so do it step by step, okay? I talked to some students, okay? Do it step by step, create worksheets, just like that. And the key common mistake is this one, the spelling. Okay, worksheets dot add. Okay, we'll add a worksheet. Now you have two worksheets. Okay, of course I assume that you're using Excel 2021 and 365 because those versions will have only one default worksheet. If you're using early version, I used to have 3 worksheets. Okay, then it would be a different story. Okay, but anyway, so by doing this, adding a new worksheet, you have 2 items and list. Okay, so you should have 2 items, and you can just refer to the items numbers, and then you can assign different names to those worksheets, and then try to count the number. Okay, counting the number, you have to ask the manager. Hey, manager, how many workers working for you? How many worksheets working for you? Okay, hey, I only have 2. Okay, so the worksheets, the manager can help you, okay, how many worksheets at that moment, convert into a string and display it using message box. Now, I would like to get the worksheet name from a user. Okay, user, please give me a worksheet name. Worksheet name definitely is string data. Okay, string data. If it is string data, so you should be using input box. You are not using application.input box. Remember? Okay. So once you have the name, you can actually assign to the worksheet directly. Okay. And I saw some students using the variable to store the values. Of course, it is fine. Okay. But if you do that, you have to declare the variable beforehand. Okay. Before you use it. Okay. This is the manager. Go to item 2. And the name will be a new name entered by the user. Okay, and now I will then go to the activate the second worksheet. Okay, you physically move to the second worksheet. What's the meaning of physically move? Okay, let me see. Okay, you have two worksheets. Okay, and you could be here. Okay, in the first item, item 1. Now I would like you. I'm executing this one. Okay, hey, manager. Item 2. Please activate item 2. Okay, right now it could be in item 1. Activate meaning go there. Okay, like this. Okay, you can switch. This is active worksheet now at the moment. But what if it is already in item 2? Okay, doesn't matter. If it is already in item 2, you execute this one just to reconfirm. Okay, you will be in item 2, the second worksheet. Okay, and with this second worksheet, okay, with this active worksheet, which is item 2 at the moment, go to A1, write the value to the A1. Okay, of course, I think in my demonstration I showed you that, hey, put it in single line. You can do that as well, but this is just another way. Okay, another way to achieve the same thing. Okay, so go to sheets ISOM1, ISOM2, A1, we write different values. And that's it. Okay, basically step by step, basically to practice, okay, how to use this kind of object and so on. Now, when we need to apply the error handling is like this, okay? So, hey, no matter what, this is the program. This is where we start, actually. This is where we start, okay? Okay? So, right at the beginning, yeah, I prepare that. Okay, my program may end up with runtime error. So, right at the beginning, I make it clear, okay? On error, we go to the runtime label. Okay, and of course you should have prepared the runtime label somewhere at the before the end sub. There should be a label. Okay, with this kind of keywords. And remember, exit sub must be you must have this one before the label. Okay, so that we can handle the error. Whenever there is a runtime error, during my program, okay, and then there will be my program will be able to handle the error, okay, properly. So the program will not crash, okay. When the program crash, and then you have to restart the program, the data may be lost, okay, and I haven't saved the files. I haven't saved my Excel file, so that will be a problem. That will be a problem. So that's why it's good practice, and user also expects you to handle the error in your program. So this is a must. Okay, this is the requirements. Okay, and James, you didn't say the error handling in your assignment. Yeah, this is common sense. Okay, this is a common practice, and you should have this one in your program. Okay. Even if you go to work, okay, your manager gives you a task, okay, hey, write me a program, of course, including error handling, okay? No need to specify, okay? So keep that in mind. This is just an example. I think I present you the programs, okay? And this is the error handling part, okay? So I will make, I will upload this one, okay? I will upload the text file to Canvas, probably, okay? Upload it to Canvas. Or maybe my website, okay? We'll do that later. Okay, done. Okay, so we had about 20 minutes of practice, okay? And now we need to go to the next topic. Oh, by the way, any questions so far? Okay, so this part, okay, it's the first time, probably some student, okay? I need a little bit of warm up, okay? So this is the step-by-step to get the programs done, okay? But later on, of course, the practice will be more business-oriented, okay? Yeah, this one just to practice your syntax. Practice the syntax and your programming skills. Okay, so the next topic is this one. If then else. if then else. Okay, so what we're going to learn from this one, and of course we're going to learn the syntax and so on, and the revision. So that basically gives you the idea how to implement if then else in VBA. So let me remind you a couple of things. Okay, number one, there's keywords that we use: if then else and if. Sometimes we use else if as well. Okay, the keywords, the syntax are different from, I believe, most of other programming languages. Okay, so this is a little bit strange. I have never seen and if in other programming languages. Okay, first time. Okay, so but these keywords must be there. And remember, these are two words, a space in between. Okay, sometimes students put them together and spend lots of time to debug the program. Okay, and so with the implementation of the if-then-else statements, okay, one thing is very important is how to specify the conditions. Condition is a Boolean expression. Boolean expression meaning an expression eventually will return true or false values. So this is a Boolean expression, and this is a must. This is the requirements. And no matter you put whatever you put in between the if and then keyword, it will return true or false. Okay, this is the requirements. So keep that in mind. And how can we actually come up with this kind of requirements to implement the conditions? You may use a relational operator. You may use the Boolean operator. They will help you implement some kind of logic, and it will return true or false values. Okay, so we're going to apply those, okay, into your programs, okay, to implement the if-then-else. This is the logic, okay, so just in case to refresh your memory, how does it work, okay? If then else, how does it work? And or not, maybe it's new to some students, okay? So what are they, okay? So how to interpret the logics of this and or not? Very easy, okay? So take a look at the truth table. If you're using an operator, okay, once again, Boolean operator. Boolean operator operating on Boolean values. Okay, so it's 1 plus 1. This is a arithmetic operator. Okay, and because you are processing, you're operating on the numeric data. String operator. String operator in the middle. Okay, so we have operand. Okay, we connect these two. Okay, we have the string operator. String operator operating on string data only. Boolean operator operating on Boolean value. In other words, both operands must be either true or false. They are Boolean values. Okay? So keep that in mind. So and or not, you are going to apply the operator together with two operands. In this case, A or A, B. Okay, so A, B. They both are Boolean values. Okay, in this case, there are only 4 possible combinations. Okay, combinations. If A is false, B is false. When you use an operator, the output is false. Okay, just read the table. Okay, just read the table to get to know the idea, what the logic being implemented, and so on. And so or is the same thing. Okay. Some students have already remembered the table, okay, but I can tell you, okay, for those who are still learning this stuff, okay, it's very easy to remember it, okay, and when both are true, okay, and you want to go to LG5, we go to LG5, true. If either one not going to LG5, okay, hey, we are not going to LG5, okay, or case, or operator, okay, either one, okay, you want to go to LG5, one of them say yes, or both say yes, okay, so they all true. They all go to LG5, okay, and or not meaning opposite, okay. So if the original value is true, okay, so opposite is false. So when you use not, just opposite the logic, just like that, okay. So in this course, we only cover these 3 Boolean operators, okay. In fact, we're using them, okay, most of the time, okay? So of course the application is like this, okay, oh, yeah, we don't usually use true or false, okay? You use them, but indirectly, like this one, okay? We have or operator, but we are getting the data from different places, different data cells, different range objects. Okay, but you have to ensure that the value in those data cells, the range object, contained Boolean values. Okay. Okay, so we have seen the syntax. Oh, another thing to remind you is else is optional. Okay, you may have if condition is true, we go and execute actions. Otherwise, we do nothing. Okay, we don't have this part actually. We don't have else part. This is the if then else situations. Okay, but in some cases we may have we don't have this part. We don't have else part. We don't even have the else if. Okay, and once again, let me repeat. When we see even then keyword in VBA, whatever in between must be Boolean. Okay, must be condition, must be Boolean expressions. Okay, and once again, I see the even then keywords here. So that's why this one has to be Boolean operators, Boolean expressions. A Boolean, the relational operator, I think by looking at those operator, you know what it means, except. Now this one's not equal to, this one's not equal to, okay? And this one, okay, what is this? Equal. I think everybody knows about this, but if I give you an example, that probably confuse most of the students. Okay, I have an equal sign here. In VBA, equal sign has two meanings. One is assignment operator, assign whatever from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Okay, in most of our expression, hey, assign a value to A1, assign a value to B1, and we are using assignment operator. So this is the first meaning. The second meaning is this one. Let me make it larger. Is this one, comparison. Hey, whether A or B, A and B are the same or not. If they are the same, return true. If they are not the same, return false. As simple as that. Okay, comparisons. Okay. So my question is, could you tell me what is this? What's the meaning of equal sign? Assignment or comparisons? Assignment, of course. Okay, that's what we've been using. But how can we use it as a comparison? I think it's very simple because I emphasized it several times already. When you see if and then keywords, whatever in between, it has to be Boolean expressions. Okay? And one of the relational operator is equal sign. So if you put A equal B in between if and then keyword, this must be, the operator must be relational operator. Okay? Because you need to fulfill the requirements. So this one is relational operator. So it depends on where you put the expressions, it means different thing. Okay? The meanings of the equal sign could be different. Okay, so this is the examples. We have lots of data. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're going to calculate the average, and then we compare this number and this number, see whether this number higher than this one. If it is higher, then we have the good result, satisfactory. Otherwise, this is dissatisfactory. okay, and display in this particular comment, okay? So you can actually foresee that, hey, once we've done this one, in the future, we probably do the same thing for other as well, okay? So this is for the future, okay? But for today's lectures, and we only implement that part. And first of all, you need to download the data, download Excel files, okay, from the website. Where is it? Refresh 27. If then, else. Okay, the PowerPoint is here, the PDF, okay, the data file, the Excel file is here. Open it. Okay, so we have a buttons here already actually. We have a buttons, okay, this is the command buttons, and so I showed you how to do this, okay. Last time, how to create, what are the steps to create a command buttons. Okay, let me quickly go through the steps, okay. Go to create the buttons, okay, you have to go to developer, insert ActiveX control buttons, draw the buttons. Step 1. Step 2, go to properties, change this one, I think calculate. Okay, change the object name. Step 2. Step 3, change the display name. This is the display name. Caption. Okay, this is captions. Okay, check out the captions here. Calculate, maybe run, okay, doesn't really matter for now, okay. And so step 3, once it's done, click the close button to kill the windows. Step 4, we start writing program for the buttons. Right click, view code. So now we synchronize with the PowerPoint, okay. We synchronize with the PowerPoint. Okay, so what we do next? Okay, and I have actually, yeah, the program already in the website, and you can do it copy and paste easily. Of course, the subroutines name is slightly different, doesn't matter. Okay, so as long as you know what you're doing, okay. And so I need to go to calculate. I need to calculate the average. Okay, using worksheets function, very useful stuff, and those are most of the Excel built-in functions. Okay, you want to within your VBA program, I want to use Excel built-in functions and worksheets functions can help you to do that. Okay, get the data from N2 to N10. Add them together, so we have to rewrite the result to here, but before that we have to declare the variables before we actually use it, otherwise you won't be able to do it. Okay, so write the results to a particular data cells, N11, okay, so let's take a look at the Excel data. So this is Excel data. And I'm not very happy with this one, okay, because this one is not, we're going to write the data to N11, but N11 is not a good one. I probably prefer to use the named range, okay. Go to select N11 first. Change the name of this data cells, okay, so go here, select this one first, go to the name box, change to a meaningful name. Average, okay, average. Press enter to confirm the change. Okay, so go back to your program. So now I don't refer to N11, I would like to refer to average instead. Okay, so we'll see what happened. Okay, we have the with and N with. So basically we apply the whatever inside this block. Okay. So we apply the if with an N with here, okay, we apply range N2 to whatever inside this block, okay, we start with a dot, okay, all of them, okay, and we're going to append range N2 to all these statements. Okay, so if this one is greater than average, okay, then we put this result, and otherwise we put another result. Okay, so this is what we do. I think that's pretty much. Okay, so I think I'm ready to run the program. I don't run the program right here because I have associated this program to my buttons, and I can go back here, and let's see what happens. So if you run the program, probably doesn't work, and because you're still in the design mode. Turn off the design mode, okay? So you see, this one is actually being pressed, okay? So toggle this one, then you are not in the design mode. Oh, not that one, sorry. This one, okay? So there'll be this one, okay? There's something that I'm not very happy with this output is because it's not auto-fit. The column not auto-fit, so some part, okay, is kind of hidden, okay? So I think sometimes I show you a program, okay, how to do the auto-fit, okay, for all columns. And then you should apply that one to make it a better output, okay? So this is the output. Of course, there are several ways to improve this one. Or N2, okay, so if this is N2, is it possible that we can do it for N3? Let me try. Oh, N3, it works. N4, how about that? So in other words, just by changing this one, I can actually apply the same thing for different data set. Okay, let me try this now, okay. So this is the row number. Row number. Tell me, enter a row number. Okay, row number is, what's the data types of a row number? What's the data types of a row number? Girl? Still thinking, okay? Long data type, okay? Long, okay? Cannot be integer, cannot, okay? But this one sorry. I prefer to use string. Okay, I prefer to use string because I'm going to incorporate it into this expression. So that's why string will be a better choice. So how about this one? How can we incorporate? So this one, okay, allow the user to enter a row number. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, so give me a row number. I would like to point to row number 9. Okay, so go to number 9, enter, done. Okay, so further enhance the programs, okay, make it more user-friendly, more flexible, even though right at the beginning it only focused on N4, but now with modifications, okay, user can make change. Okay, so just now I changed my mind, right? It should be row number. James, you keep saying that row number should be long data. Okay, long data type. Okay, so let me try. Okay, if I change it to long data type, so what happened? Long data type. Okay, first of all, we have to store long data into these variables, right? But input box does not return long, so I need to convert to long. Okay, not a spelling mistake. Okay, it should be like this. Okay, CLNG. Okay, similar to CSTR, C Boolean. C Boolean is CBOOL. Okay, CINT, convert to integer. This one convert to long. Okay, so but this one is a long data types. Long data type, and remember this is a string operator, operating on string data only. So this is string data. It is fine. How about this one? Convert it into string data. In other words, I need to do it again. Okay, convert it back to string data. Okay, and in order to make it work. So in other words, if I have to do the conversion first and convert it back to the string data, so I think it's not efficient, okay, if you do it this way. Okay, so that's why I decided to use a string data all right, at the beginning, okay? But this one should work, okay? Let me try it one more time before the end of today's lectures. Run the program. I think I would like to try number 7. Done. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, I will let me see. I will save this files and upload to Canvas. Then you have a copy of it, and okay, just in case you would like to actually take a look at the program. Okay, maybe a little bit too quick for some students. Okay, and so I would like to upload this one. Okay, so make it available to all students. Okay, so I guess I just finished the L06 examples. Okay, I know it was a little bit rushed. So that's why I gave you the program, the answer. And definitely next time when you come back, I will give you a revisions on this one. Okay, and together with the select case. Select case will be the next topic I would like to present in the lectures. Okay, so before the next lectures, take a look at the program, see whether it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, okay, send me email or maybe ask me questions during the lectures in the next lectures. Okay, so I guess that's all for today's lectures. Thank you very much. Okay, see you guys next time.